Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Another pointless video call where nothing gets done. I think you're on mute, David.
Sorry. What did I miss?
IT just approved Miro for the whole company.
Miro? That's the...
Online whiteboard. For team collaboration. We can make these long video meetings so much shorter with Miro boards. We can share ideas, feedback, and updates on them whenever. Actually see what we're talking about.
It's all online.
Miro will make our flexible work setup so much easier. With one virtual space for our brainstorms, projects, presentations.
Oh, that sounds kind of amazing. So I don't need to wake up for 6 a.m. calls with the London office anymore.
Now you're getting it.
Don't let time zones get in the way of your team working well together. See why 99% of the Fortune 100 trust Miro to get good work done from anywhere. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's MIRO.com.
Today's episode is sponsored by The World of Leon, Last Light of Creation. This is a new campaign setting for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition coming to Kickstarter on November 1st. A culmination of 8 years of work by a super passionate dungeon master, The World of Leon, Last Light of Creation is written with the creative player and dungeon master in mind. The book contains plenty of details to familiarize yourself with the world and tell stories in it, but also leaves enough room for a player or dungeon master to put their own spin on things. The history and deities are detailed enough to pick up and play, but open enough to allow additions and customizations without upsetting the lore of the world. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the decades of cumulative lore in Faerun, Leon might be the setting you're looking for. The Kickstarter is primarily to fund the beautiful art that accompanies the text. Highly detailed maps, gorgeous character illustrations, and more. By funding The World of Leon, Last Light of Creation, you'll be supporting the aspirations of a forever DM and their ideas 8 years in the making. So check them out on Kickstarter and join their Facebook page. Kickstarter launches November 1st, so don't miss out. You can find the link to their Kickstarter in our episode description.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Last time on Knocked Prone, Efimia, you have a vision.
Convince your friend Zag to make me, Orcus, the new god of the 10, and I fill you with power, you become my second in command, and I reunite you with your long-lost mother.
Okay, I will come back to you in 24 hours with my answer.
If this deal is not to go forward as planned, I will seek to destroy you and your group.
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between, on the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Quest that it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
My name is Cade, the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
We're going to join you guys. You've just arrived at the Pay Dirt Inn, Zag and Efimia. You were able to ask around town in order to find this place, though strangely enough, the first 2 people you asked had no idea where you were talking about. You notice that Grom is singing praises of the Pay Dirt Inn with the tavern owner, a bugbear man, so a man just covered in hair. Looks like a troll, but hairier.
Grom! Zag! Oh, I was wondering when you'd show up. How was the rise?
A lot worse than yours! What did you guys do while you were on that trip? Don't tell me you jumped.
What did you do?
I may have jumped a little bit.
Oh, no, jump anywhere.
Goku, don't tell them we jumped.
We need a quick stop to that. Thank you.
We did most of our journey climbing, but we made it. And why are we here in this bar right now?
Why did you climb?
The rope broke. These are some of my companions over the past.
Oh, very nice to meet you.
This is Selene. Call her the Butcher. She is quite handy with a blade. And
Hello.
This is Zag. He has scary spells that do very good for people.
Wait a second. Is this your best friend before me?
Kind of, but I had to pay him to be my best friend, so it's slightly different.
You better back off, bro.
The one customer that was there drinking when you arrived has left. It is just you and Craig sitting in this tavern.
We don't need Craig.
The temple should be, and I'll look to Craig, try to get a read off of him of where the temple is.
Well, you don't need me, but the temple is definitely next door. It's just to the left of this inn, so...
Right. A big building to the left. Like I said, we should have no issue finding it, I believe. Besides, so you said that... sorry, what happened with your climb? You had to do it most of yourself?
The lift broke.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a rough go.
So, being spider people came in handy, and I'll point towards you and Finch.
Well, to Zag's credit, he did carry Finch the whole way. So I wouldn't say that's true.
Yeah, totally. I didn't force feed him a potion or anything to make him climb better.
What did you do?
You know what? I think we should just go next door.
Yeah, we're wasting precious time.
It's
really
valid.
Yeah.
One for the road, Craig.
So, just a question. Do you mean to go to, the Temple of the Ten? And Craig gets a concerned look on his face as he starts to sweep the tavern nervously. This ravine has, as you probably noticed, Grom, it's been growing. The dwarves kept digging deeper into the Underdark. We were told not to by the people who worship the crystals, but we did anyway. Rock underneath us has been crumbling, and the church has been abandoned. It's now been repurposed by those dwarves who think those fancy crystals that Ascended Corp sells are sacred. It's not the Church of the Ten anymore.
Who do you think is the most powerful when it comes to spiritual matters in this town?
Spiritual matters? I am a fan of a rum or a gin.
I don't. Excuse me. I don't think you understand the question. People.
Oh, not the. Okay, different spirits. I don't know a lot of dead people, but if I was gonna say one dead person,
you know dead people, right?
Oh yeah, like Lilith Flamepike. She's a cool dead person.
She is a very cool dead person.
Yeah. Do you want to see our comics that we have? Grom.
Yeah.
Comics?
Yeah, we have a little special comic book collection.
I'll run over to a cubby in the wall, like a box. She was a folk hero of Greyhaven a long time ago. She was a champion of the arena. She's actually my inspiration.
So he has comics in his hand right now?
Yeah,
and
they have pictures?
They have pictures.
Zag is gonna just freaking tear into those things.
Wow. She was a superhero.
I'd say they're mint condition, but let's be honest. I've dog-eared pretty much every page on that comic book to go back to it. It is a great book. It's a great read.
I have to, but it's because I'm a slow reader.
Well, thank you so
okay,
much.
buddy.
Tell me your name again.
Craig.
Craig, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you for your advice. I think we'll head to the church next door with who did you say was there? Crystal
worshippers.
That's fantastic. That's at least
if you say so.
Well, we'll at least start there. All right, crew, it's time to get going.
Efimia, what do we need to finish this ritual?
To finish the ritual and get the Drider venom blessed, we need magical means of blood transfusion of a significant amount of venom into the blood. Transferring too little would mean that it wouldn't work, so we have to get just the right amount of blood transferred into, I'm assuming, Finch. We need a minor amount of the venom to transfer into, I'm assuming, Finch. But we may need to put him to sleep. I'm not quite sure how. I haven't thought that far.
I'm usually pretty good at that kind of thing.
Oh,
He's really good at that.
Yes.
But mainly we need to find who is going to bless the venom we have.
Okay, and we think we'll find that next door, to the left.
That is my hope.
That's the first place to look, so...
And if not, you have holy abilities, right? Could you bless it?
I could sure try.
I think we may need to check on that one.
So you go next door to the church entrance. You notice a spiritual awakening of some type is happening. You see a group of 30 or so young people who look like they reject societal norms. Each of their long hair is ratted into single strands of clumps. They wear tie-dyed armor and tunics. The faint smell of skunky earth is ever present in these musty wafts of vapor clouds. A man with a shaved head and fine orange robes leads this unorthodox sermon. All 30 of these worshippers are chanting, sitting crisscross applesauce, and in unison are chanting this monotone note. There's a drum circle in the middle of this church that is batting away at various sized percussion instruments and bells. As the leader of this church, the man with the shaved head notices your entrance. He waves his hands up into the air, and then the room is silent. And he says, now, really do it again, but, feel it, you know? And then everyone continues doing exactly what they were doing before, but a little louder, and that's what you see. This man in orange flowing robes gets up from crisscross applesauce and approaches your group. Greetings and salutations from the Mother Crystal, man. What brings you to our groovy little service here, dudes? Did you come here to worship some crystals?
I will not be worshiping any crystals, but we do have some questions to ask you.
Wonderful.
Do the crystals give you magical abilities?
I like crystals.
Oh, dude. They give you so many magical abilities.
I think we're in the right place.
Yeah, look at this dude right here in the middle of this drum circle. And you just see a gnome woman is hitting a drum in perfect timing. And magic, man.
Craig says you know how to bless Drider venom?
Ooh, yeah. I can bless it.
How do we know if it's legit?
How do we know if anything's legit if we're being real here?
I mean, valid point.
Yeah, he does. I understand.
One person in the middle of the drum circle looks over at somebody who's like, this sermon is so much better than last week's.
It's definitely worth a try.
Yeah.
I don't see what we have to lose. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay, cool. I need 2 people to help me. Do you guys have any magical abilities?
Before we go too crazy into this, can we roll an insight or something to be does this guy actually know what he's doing?
Yeah, you can roll insight.
Okay.
Just Zach?
Zach is going to be the smart one
here. Another pointless video call where nothing gets done. I think you're on mute, David.
Sorry. What did I miss?
IT just approved Miro for the whole company.
Miro? That's the...
Online whiteboard. For team collaboration. We can make these long video meetings so much shorter with Miro boards. We can share ideas, feedback, and updates on them whenever. Actually see what we're talking about.
It's all online.
Miro will make our flexible work setup so much easier. With one virtual space for our brainstorms, projects, presentations.
Oh, that sounds kind of amazing. So I don't need to wake up for 6 a.m. calls with the London office anymore.
Now you're getting it.
Don't let time zones get in the way of your team working well together. See why 99% of the Fortune 100 trust Miro to get good work done from anywhere. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's MIRO.com.
18.
The amount of crystals this person has eaten, it seems, has messed with his brain quality. However, he does seem to know what he is doing.
I have some magical abilities. What do you need?
Oh, dude, I just need one of you to be a battery and one of you to be a conduit, if that makes sense.
I got arrested for battery once.
No, brother, not that type of battery. I'm talking about an energy supply.
Of what type of energy?
Magic, you know.
I have magic.
Oh, sweet.
Efimia.
What?
You have magic.
I might have some, but...
Great, well, it's decided. Efimia and Zach will be helping you out.
All right, so check it out. He pulls out a box TV that is 1 foot by 1 foot on every side, and it has giant antennas that are about 3 feet tall on either side. These antennas are crooked in many places. And he's like, all right, conduit, battery, I need you guys to like put your hands on the vessel. And he points to this box television.
And Zag does it immediately.
Okay, Efimia is just gonna reach out hesitantly.
He hits the side of the TV, a clear picture comes forward, and he says, all right, now place the experimentee onto this vessel.
Does he mean Finch?
He means Finch.
Is Finch nearby Zag?
Is there any sort of check I can do to make sure that I'm not going to kill Finch right now?
You can roll me a medicine check.
Okay. I have a +1 on medicine, so a 12.
With a 12 medicine check, it's unlikely that you're going to kill Finch.
That's all I know.
Yep.
Zag's gonna try and match the vibe. Like, hey, bro.
Yeah, dude.
What's your name?
Oh, we don't like have to label it or anything.
I get that. He's gonna like push his hair behind his ears, like Wayne's World style. Like, yeah, dude.
If you really want to call me something, you could just like call me dude.
All right, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do this ritual.
Sick.
What are you
do we
doing,
have like
Zag?
He's gonna double blink at you. Like, I got this.
So I need the conduit, being Marissa. I need you to roll me a religion check.
18.
18.
It's 17 +1.
Ooh,
Awesome.
dude.
So that is a success. So you recall the ritual perfectly. Now I'm going to need you to make me a medicine check.
Okay. So unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You expertly are able to siphon IV Finch. And as you stick these IVs into Finch and pump venom into him, you realize you didn't really put him to sleep. And he starts to wriggle.
I'll hold him down.
You hold him down? Okay, roll me an athletics check.
19 total.
So with a 19, you're able to hold Finch down. You will no longer have disadvantage on this check. Now I'm going to need Efimia and Zag to make me a Constitution saving throw.
4.
Or...
I'm out.
Inspiration.
Nat 20!
Yes!
Oh,
that's exactly what we needed.
With a natural 20, you are able to sustain yourself and sustain Zag as you are going through this ritual. And the person who's running the ritual looks at you and says, so, like, do you want this to happen to all the Driders or just, like, this Drider?
Oh, please.
Wait, is that a thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Here, let me see if I can change the channel real quick.
Do we not?
I guess we do. I rolled a 20.
Wouldn't that cure all the Driders into being human again? Or at least humanoids?
If they were, I'll turn Driders. Okay, let's just
Is there
do it.
hold on, metagame. Is there any reason we don't want it to affect all Driders?
I don't know. He stresses me
Not
out.
from Grom's point of view. No.
I say not from Zag's either.
So. The only risk with removing the Driders is that the worshippers for Loth might be lost. So whatever god or person replaces Loth would not have as many worshippers and therefore would not have as much power.
For a god, it's from their worshippers.
It's from the worshippers typically in the world.
That's fine.
Do it.
Okay, he like hits the TV on the side and sound starts coming out. Selene and Finch, both of you are cured of your Drider poisoning.
We did it! Man, that took a minute.
As you do this, one of the people in the drum circle stands up. A fancy, high elven woman stands up and says, I know you. Hi, I read your futures.
Who's? Me? Who? Pick me! Who?
Remember before we went to my fight, we went and visited the fortune teller.
Yeah, it's me.
Lady Vanette, is that you?
Oh my, I knew you would remember me.
Of course I would remember you.
I knew it. Wow, fancy running into you. Do you worship crystals?
No.
Oh, good. Me neither. These people in here are crazy. But I require each of my workers to pay tribute to the crystals once a year because we use crystals to tell future, right?
Right.
Well, we had an incident a few years back with one of my best fortune tellers. She got what we coined the term as crystal madness, and she was never the same. And so...
What was her name?
Well, initially, her name was Cassidy.
Oh?
I think I've heard that name before.
Yeah, I think I have too.
And Efimia just is starting to rumble in her knapsack for, like, her tarot deck.
Cassidy, if you want to hear the full story of it...
I love drama.
I knew you would. I knew you were all about drama. I could just sense it by your aura. Cassidy started talking to the crystals, like one of these guys do. And one night, she even stopped sleeping. She just kept talking to the crystal, and no voice was coming out of the crystal. She wasn't doing readings. She stopped working. She insisted that she was getting communication from beyond with spirits. And one day, it stopped abruptly. She no longer even used the crystal. She came into work and did the occasional civilian reading again, which we were glad to see her back, but something about her changed. Her demeanor went from one of being selfless to one of being extremely goal-oriented.
What do you mean by goal-oriented? What was she portraying?
Well, when she put her mind to something, she got it done. And
where is she now?
I wish I could tell it. She put her 2 weeks notice in pretty much immediately after that day. Insisted that she had better things to do than just being a fortune teller, and that the world was going to change because of her. And the funny thing is, we tried to give her her last payment, but the check never went into her account because instead of writing the name Cassidy, she misspelled her name.
How so?
On this exit form that would have given her her last paycheck, she wrote Vivian V, the Whispered One.
The Whispered One.
The gnomish woman who had perfect timing in the drum circle stands up and says,
"The Whispered One? Don't speak his name in this holy house."
Who is the Whispered One? And Efimia kind of steps forward to try to understand what she's hearing now.
The gnomish woman looks over at this man in these orange robes and says,
"Mr. the Dude, sir, may I tell them this one time of the Whispered One?"
"You can tell him all about it." The gnomish woman says,
Vecna.
What are you saying?
The Whispered One is Vecna, a evil lich who has lots of powers, and there's been rumors that, well, he came back, but in another form. And we haven't seen anything from her, but in the history books, they were once a human king, and then they became a lich, and then eventually they ascended to godhood as the god of secrets. But he had a follower who stood up against him and killed him, and then it was said that somehow he came back. By the power of someone, they made a deal with Vecna, and Vecna was able to come back in a different body. Though this chaotic evil god had no worshippers and hasn't made an appearance in over 1,000 years. Some say that he came back as, well, a woman, and that would explain why it's Vivian V instead of just Vecna.
And she goes back to drumming really quickly and is obviously very, very nervous at the even bringing up of Vecna.
Efimia at this point kind of leans down to this drum circle lady's level. "I'm so sorry to trouble you, but you said the Whispered One is Vecna, and that is also Cassidy?"
I don't know about Cassidy, but your friend was saying that they signed their name Vivian V,
Yes.
the Whispered One?
Yes.
I don't know what their middle name stands for, but if it's Vecna...
Efimia shoots up at this point and looks back at the group, and she's kind of struggling at this point and pulls out her tarot deck out of her backpack and looks at the back of the box and looks over the letters that were on there and all scrambled up on the back of the box. And she sees the multiple crossouts of different forms of these letters, and at the end it says Avani Mech. She goes, "Avani Mech? Caveman? No. Is it I am Vecna? Oh no." Efimia's eyes are just going to widen as she stares down at her tarot deck and looks up at the group quickly and goes, "I think we may be in deeper than we had anticipated prior. Avani Mech apparently also translates to I am Vecna."
I mean, I think Vecna's a gorgeous name. I don't understand. What's the problem? If you got a problem with Avani, you got a problem with me.
Grom will be talking to the person who you were originally talking to, not the person from the drum circle. "You seem to be very knowledgeable about this. If you or anyone you know would like to become a god, let us know."
Dude, you're shopping around so much more than I am, and it's my choice.
Okay, here's how Miro works. See, it's amazing.
What's everyone doing at David's desk?
Ever since marketing started using Miro's collaborative online whiteboard, he thinks all our other teams should sign up. Why? He says Miro's making his meetings disappear. And if every team gets on it, that means even less meetings. They're using Miro for brainstorms, mind maps, customer research.
So could we use Miro instead of having another 100 meetings for every round of feedback?
Yep. You can comment, react to ideas, even leave a recording on the board.
And what about presentations?
There are Miro templates for that.
How do you know so much about Miro?
I've actually been using it all along. I just used a Miro board to plan the best vacation.
Okay, I'm on board.
See how Miro users save up to 80 hours every year by meeting less and doing more. Get on board at Miro.com with 3 boards free forever. That's MIRO.com.
I don't think I could really be like a god, you know?
Okay, I get it. We feel the same way. I just wanted to, if anyone comes to mind, just let us know. Thank you.
What about Vecna?
No.
Efimia, are you sure about this connection?
Avani Mech. AVANIMEC spells, if you mix it around a little, I am Vecna. I did not realize that on the train, but if Vecna is vying for the spot that Loth left, I'm worried that will be the person trying to fill that spot, and that is not something we want.
Okay.
Ivani's always been nice to me.
Yeah, can you explain to me?
Maybe she would make a good...
Avani would not be
No.
a good god.
Who is Vecna?
Avani.
No.
But who is Avani? Wait.
I don't know, but maybe Cassidy?
Vecna is a demon.
Like the bridesmaid?
Yes, but is known to be absolutely nothing but vile and evil.
Avani's been nothing but nice to me.
We were gonna go on a cruise.
You were not. No, you were gonna go on a cruise with the orc. That is very different. Zag, why do you want to go on a cruise so bad? Anyways.
Listen, Avani Mech might be a huge threat to us right now. And at this point, the thing I'm most concerned with is, does Avani or Vecna know that the Bridesmaid of Darkness is not there to take Loth's place? Does she know that there's a possibility? Does she know that Zag is the one that holds the key to choosing the next god?
Roll me a perception check, everyone at the table.
Yes! I'm so glad.
19.
Natural 19 for 20.
4 for me.
18 for me.
Efimia, Grom, and Zag, as you are talking about Lulth and replacing the god, you feel your phones in your pocket. And as you pull them out of your pockets, you notice that a red recording button is going on as you are speaking.
Like we are being recorded?
Yes, you are being listened to currently.
As of that moment?
Were given to us by who?
Avani.
By Avani. Okay.
I'm confused.
Zag is gonna say, "All right, you Dega brothers, we got you red-handed."
What are you talking about, Zag?
Oh no, they dropped their weapons!
Oh no!
They're gone! Let's grab their weapons and take them to Avani. And now, I will pick up their weapons and head back to Greyhaven.
Sounds amazing. I feel like that is exactly what we should do.
Can I do a check to, as quickly as I can, gather all of the phones and throw them as far away as I can? Not to say that we're going to get rid of them forever, sketchy, but just for the moment.
Oh no! We all dropped our phones at the same time!
No! That's what I was saying. As fast as I can, I'm trying to grab them, hide them away.
Sure, yeah. Roll me a stealth check.
I rolled a 29 on...
What?
28 on stealth.
What? You are able to muffle the phones in your purse so easily that no sound will ever transport. You basically create another dimension in your purse and stick the phones in there. And now you have a bag of holding.
That good of a roll.
You are now not being listened to, at least.
What was that all about? Why'd you take my phone?
Listen. Even if you're not totally convinced that Avani is not who we think she is, we need to be able to speak without her listening. She's calling us. What are the chances that Avani might be listening to us right now, to our room phones? I just can't risk that right now.
I would say very
We're
high.
on a job. Most jobs you're spectated while you perform it.
Well,
Make sure you do it well.
Sure, but there are things deeper than what we are anticipating going on right now. And Zag, good job for covering the Dega brothers. I just want to just straight up high five for that.
I just want to say one thing. I'm a lot smarter than you all give me credit for.
I never said you were dumb.
None of us ever said you were dumb.
Hey,
Out
hey,
loud.
put the leash on. I feel the need to run. I know me and Avani have had our history, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you can convince her to be on our side about things.
Wait. I think we only have one way out of this. Vecna will not be a good god of the 10.
I think our biggest problem right now is figuring out who I am going to select to take this position.
We already have the answer in our hands and we are not utilizing it.
You're willing?
What?
Efimia?
I think that's a great idea.
No, not me. I am not built for this. I am not meant to be a god of any sort.
Selene, she's already half spider.
No, we're not
No, not
talking
anymore.
about
We
gods.
fixed it. She's not half spider anymore.
But who is already a god that we know at least sticks to their bargains?
Avani.
Vecna?
Can we double god somebody?
Not Vecna. I'm talking.
She paid us. I mean,
she's been rather straightforward on all her
She has not been straightforward on anything, and we know this.
I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. I want to tell you guys a little secret.
What?
She left me a note on the train.
Cute. Okay, anyways. But we know that Avani is not who she says she is.
That's true.
We know that Orcus is exactly who he says he is.
You said Orcus was bad.
Well,
Evil.
so what is another bad god?
But Loth was also the same.
So should
Are
we
we
put
really-
bad in place of bad? I don't understand.
Is bad going to be worse than worse?
Oh, I'm so confused.
What if I told you?
What if we asked around Brigaroon and whoever was voted the most nice person, we give the god.
I'm not gonna lie.
You can't
Grom,
just put anyone in that
is
position.
I have an idea. I know we haven't actually found my brother yet, but apparently he worships the people's god.
Wait.
Back in
What if
Greyhaven,
I
in the
told
sewers.
you that if Orcus was in place, he would not hurt any one of you?
One of us, but what about it? Anybody else?
Well, was Orcus ever planning to hurt us? I mean,
You can never be sure. He's been waiting and tiding his time.
For what?
For something worse than we can imagine.
Wasn't he the one who killed Loth?
Oh, I saw that. I saw Orcus kill Loth.
But is he so much worse than Loth?
Efimia, if you have anything to tell us, if you have any information that would be helpful for us, now would be the time to tell us. I know that you've been tight-lipped and that you like to keep things personal, but now is not the time.
Secrets are no fun.
If Orcus goes into play, what if I could tell you that we could all live better lives?
What do you mean by that?
You told us he was a bad person.
I mean, at this point, I should at least specify that he's never done anything necessarily negative towards me. It would be more so he promised that he might do that later and he didn't. It's a long story, buddy. What if I could tell you we've all been given an out?
Efimia, just answer me this as honestly as you can.
Okay.
Would putting Orcus as this god positively affect us as a group, but do greater damage to humankind?
Or dwarven kind.
Honestly, I wonder about that myself, but I also wonder if we do not have somebody who is actually fit for the position in line, what really are we doing with ourselves? If only damning humanity. We could end up with somebody like Vecna. And Selene, I know if anyone knows, it is going to be you. Sorry, Grom and Zag, I love you guys.
I love you too.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Selene, I wouldn't purposefully try to steer you wrong when I hope you can at least take me at my word for that.
So we can trust you.
I do my best to try to make it so.
I am not loyal to people easily, and you've earned my trust in a very short amount of time.
As you have mine.
If we can't find anybody better to take Loth's place, at the end of the day, I choose to trust Efimia.
What about my mom? Do we have to see the person?
Where is she?
She's in prison.
Grom, I really do believe your mother is an amazing person, but
She really is.
But the fear
I
is
can't wait
that
to meet her.
any mere mortal, whether that's me or the princess or anybody who's typical could possibly die from becoming a god.
Most likely die, if anything.
So we need to find somebody who's powerful enough on their own with extra special abilities to take this person's place.
What about your uncle?
He died. Does it have to be somebody living?
I don't know. But you said that your uncle gives you power, right?
I believe so. He gave me this amulet with these stones attached to it that give me power now. I didn't have powers before.
Those are soul stones, right?
Yeah.
So if his soul is inside, maybe we can use that. Make it a god.
We can't make a stone a god.
Why not? These people did.
We don't even know his uncle.
I don't think we'd want an undead god. That just doesn't sound right. Lathander is the god of life, so...
Well, what about your people then? You have like a court of people.
I mean, all of our strongest people died, so we don't have anybody past mere mortals.
Okay, guys, this is what I think.
Okay.
The only real option we have two options.
Yes.
Only two real options we have. We know of Orcus.
Yes.
Which, Efimia, I want to trust you, but I just don't know. Everything you've said up till now doesn't add up.
I'm doing my best here, Zach. I can promise you that.
I understand that, but I don't know. And then we have my brother worships another god, and I don't know anything about him, but...
Your brother also doesn't seem very well liked in the towns either.
In all fairness, I wasn't very liked either, and I'm a perfectly good person.
Grom is a good person.
It's possible that his brother, Thorn, right?
Right.
Is all right.
You know nothing about Thorn, though.
In all fairness, I know nothing about Orcus.
I understand that. I'm not going to say that it has been an easy decision for me, but I will at least say, if you have requests, I may be able to make them happen.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Craig has gambler's dice.
Oh,
We
Craig.
could just roll some dice and
don't-
decide who goes.
I don't know about putting it up.
Yeah, I think I disagree with
if
that
we
as
can't
well.
decide, why not?
We have the whole day ahead of us. Maybe we should take some time and decide, and by 5 o'clock today, well before the day is over, we'll have a decision, or more so that Zag will make a decision.
At this point, Zag is going to sit down, crisscross applesauce, his trance style. He's going to cast Sending and try and get in contact with his brother Thorn.
Okay. What is your message?
Wait, have you guys been in contact?
No, but all I have to be is familiar with the creature, which
Okay.
is my twin.
Wildly familiar, yeah.
You would think I'm familiar.
You know his name.
I know his name. I know where roughly he is, and I know that he looks very similar to me.
Thorn, I need someone of power and resilience. Who do you follow, and what would he do with power?
You have 6 words left still, if you want them.
Can't wait to meet you.
You hear in your mind a message return.
Zag, I follow Amulek, my past life reincarnate. You should make me, Thorn, a god. I will ascend to my true form.
Oh no!
What did he say?
All right, Zag's gonna stand up and he's gonna say to the party, I think I know what I have to do.
What?
Did your brother seem like a good candidate?
I did talk to my brother. He said he could take over.
No.
Why?
No.
Why, yes.
He's Zag's brother.
We know nothing about him.
How does he feel confident about it? What qualifies him? I'm willing to hear you out.
All he said was to put him in that place, and that he could. He said he could take his true form.
And he
I don't
serves
know if
the
I
people's.
trust this. We don't
He's
know.
He's my twin brother. He serves the people's god.
But do you know anything about the people's god or your twin brother?
No, but he's
the people's god.
He's the only family I have.
Is it that much worse of a decision
Grom
besides
is your family.
Ivani?
That doesn't count.
The
Grom is my
people's
best
god.
friend and my brother. This is my twin brother. It's different.
Do you know who the people's god is?
No.
Of course you don't, because you don't even know who Lathander is.
But
What
Amulek.
he said.
Amulek is the people's god.
Lathander?
Oh my. This is the reason I worship Lathander, because there are people like Amulek in the world.
I'm not supposed to. Not Amulek. My brother himself. He wants to ascend to godhood.
Can I say I'm a fan of people who worship somebody like Amulek? No. But I know I'm not a fan of Orcus for as far as I know either. To be honest, I can't take a side between the two. But neither of them seem like great options. Is this all we have?
I would rather go with a god that I know than a god that I know nothing about.
And Ivani's been pretty nice to me.
Ivani is not nice.
If we let her go, then maybe she'll be nicer.
Grom, people are not nice because you're nice to them. Always.
What time of day is it?
That is a little bit wrong.
It's about noon right now.
Noon right now? Okay, I have a question. Can sending... You said it can get to other planes, correct?
Huh?
Could I communicate with my uncle Kalen with sending? Or is... I don't know where you've gone with that, so I just...
Yes, you could.
Are we still currently in the church?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Zag is going to run out of the church. He usually likes being surrounded by people and by his party and his basically the family he's found, not been born into, right? He's going to run out to the street. He's frustrated. He's confused. Does he believe he could get in contact with his uncle with this newfound ability he's had to convey messages?
You feel like you would be able to contact Kalen and whatever plane he is in his death.
Does Zag think that Kalen knows the situation he's currently in, like he's watching him, or would it be like Kalen knows what is happening, the current situation, wherever he is?
With your religious tie to your uncle, you would think that your uncle does not know. Considering you now know that his soul is broken up into these soul stones, he is not of a stable mind frame wherever he is.
Perfect candidate for a god.
Zag's gonna sit down again, crisscross applesauce, close his eyes, and he's gonna try and communicate with his uncle Kalen.
Uncle, I miss you. I miss you every day. If you could select a new god of the 10, who would it be?
And you hear back,
Zag, help me! My body is torn to pieces! My soul is ripped to pieces! Save me! Save me! Save me!
So Zag's gonna stand up, frightened, afraid. You're gonna hear him just scream out in pain and terror, replicating what his uncle just displayed to him. Just, no! No! And he's just gonna fall to the ground in agony.
You're all right. You're all right. What happened?
He's broken. He's in pain.
He doesn't want to be a god.
I don't think now is the time to bring up godhood.
If he's broken, maybe giving him the power of a god would fix him.
Zag, how are you doing?
I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want this responsibility.
I know.
We have time. We don't have to decide right now.
We have today. We can ask around. Maybe Brigaroon has different...
But that is one proprietary location out of many.
But we're not going to travel much out of Brigaroon today.
Which I understand, but at the same time, should we not at least choose what's best for ourselves and our families?
I don't really follow any gods, so I don't have a personal preference either way. You just seemed awfully torn up about it.
Zag's gonna pull Efimia aside from the rest of the party and ask her, why now? Why Orcus? I need to know.
I think I found a way where I can be at peace and I can at least guarantee your peace as well. And that is the only way I could do it. And I know it is not preferable. But I also know, at least, if I make a bargain again, it will stick, Zag.
Just tell me.
I'm trying. But I just...
Efimia, are you limited right now in what you can tell us?
Zag's gonna go crisscross applesauce again. Efimia's not gonna say it, so Zag is going crisscross applesauce, and he is going to try and communicate with Orcus.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Roll me a religion check.
9.
9? With a 9, you hear in your head,
Zag, so nice to hear from you so soon. Have you come to your decision?
What did you promise Efimia?
I promised Efimia your safety, your party's safety. I promised Efimia to be reconnected with her mother, and I promised her with this deal I would leave her alone.
Who would be hurt?
That is impossible to say.
So Efimia would be let from her deal, which I thought we already talked about.
I said I would, but there were conditions. You left so soon, you hung up.
So Efimia would be let out of her deal. We would be safe, and you would become a god.
Yes.
Could you do one other thing for me?
Yes.
My uncle's in torment in another plane. Could you help him?
I will see what I can do.
Not good enough. Out. Zag stands up. Zag stands up, says to Efimia, Orcus is out.
Well.
And Efimia just goes, why? What do you mean?
Grom, I need a drink.
Zag, this conversation is not done.
I'm done.
What are you done with?
We have today to think about it.
We don't have much time, though.
A drink will settle our nerves.
A drink will make things worse.
Zag's headed back into the Pay Dirt Inn to grab a drink.
Okay, while Zag and I assume Grom are heading into the inn to have a drink, Selene's not particularly fond on that, and I know Efimia isn't either. So I'm going to pull her aside outside of the inn, and I would like to get as aggressive as Selene can manage to corner her and attempt to ask her a few questions.
Okay.
Efimia, look, I know you don't want to tell everybody. I know how Zag and Grom can seem sometimes. I know that the entire fate of the situation is in Zag's hands right now.
Which is very unfortunate,
It is, and we could talk for hours, but I need to ask you, can you tell me, do you trust me to know what you're dealing with right now? What's the sudden change in feelings towards Orcus? I want with every inch of my being to trust you, but
I don't love Orcus. I don't worship Orcus. But what I'm trying to do is the betterment for all of us. And I feel like Zag is... Though he is very sweet, he is also very naive. I worry about him making this decision. I'm worried about the timeline. And I'm also trying to portray that at least if there is something that you want, I might be able to make it happen if things go in that direction. But Zag is now trying to raise the dead and make bargains that can't be bargained. Whereas I actually have a little leniency here, and I'm not getting anything. I am going to be stuck in this position for my life, and I'm trying to portray that, and I don't really know how to continually push that knowledge onto everyone or Zag, but I am at least trying to do what I think is best. And is it best? I can't guarantee that. I can't, but I can at least guarantee that I am trying my best here.
Allow me to let you in on a little secret. I don't always care for the greater good of the people, of humanity. So if what Orcus has protects us and gives us the benefits that we need to do our best, I'm okay with that. I don't know everything about Orcus, but I want to say out of all of our options, I'm on his side the most. But we're a 4-person party. Even if we win off a vote, that's only 50%. And all that really matters at the end of the day is what Zag thinks.
And I don't know that Zag thinks much is my worry here.
You know, I think Zag has a lot of thoughts here. I actually think he has a lot of background on the subject. There's a reason why he's feeling the way he feels. But I don't know how easily we'll be able to convince him that Orcus is any better of an option than his uncle or Lathander forbid.
Or some random Craig at the bar. But Efimia trusts Selene about as much as she could trust a person. I am not trying to steer you in a direction that I think is wrong. I just think we're so limited, and I can at least tell you this: if we do not have a decision by that time frame, we are all going to die one by one. And I'm telling you this because I at least trust you with this information. I don't know what those two would do given what I've been told, but I've at least been told if Orcus is in power, it guarantees our safety, it guarantees our position, and I even included Finch in that. I'm truly trying to do what is best, and though I know, to be honest, I don't know if it'll be the best for the world, but I know it'll be the best for us, and that to me is what matters right now.
I agree.
Thank you,
so,
my friend.
We know we're on the same team here. I can't guarantee how this is going to turn out. But clarify this for me.
Yes.
Because this is new information for me. If we don't select Orcus,
yes,
is he a direct threat to each of us?
That's kind of what I've been told, and I didn't want to say, oh, choose him or die, but I worry that that's our option.
Is there anything that's holding you back from telling the rest of the party besides the fact that it's a hard pill to swallow?
The fact that, honestly, with those two, I worry about what they do with that information, to be quite honest. I feel like Zag would do something weird, like try to summon Orcus, and then Grom would do God knows what. I mean, like, I don't know, probably start a fight with a random Cult of the Skulls member or something. Basically, nothing that I would trust to work in this situation. I am trusting you with this information, but that's really all I have to write on right now. Like, I can promise our safety. I can promise our being left alone from Orcus in only one scenario.
Well, just know that I'm on your side, and whatever information you want to release to the others, that's up to you.
I'm trying to at least tell Zag the way that I think would be best for him to understand, because I don't really know how he can handle all of this at once. That's a lot for him. He's so little. I'm the point where I feel like we're out of options, and I am just hoping that Zag will understand in the way I can. And all I have to do is get him to say, I bestow the power of godhood to Orcus. And I don't want to necessarily trick him, but I also don't want to burden him with what we know.
All right, well, we better go see what they're up to, because who knows what direction they're heading in the moment.
Oh God, not another bar fight.
You guys enter into the Pater Inn.
Zag's leaned over the bar. He's finished his drink.
Whatever you do, I know you'll make the right choice. I don't think that you've made one questionable decision since I've known you.
He's gonna lean over, arm around Grom's shoulder, give him kind of that good side hug. Like, I love you, brother. He's gonna sit down, he's gonna close his eyes, and communicate with Orcus for the final time.
Okay, roll me a religion check.
10.
With a 10, you hear in your head,
Zag, so nice to hear from you again. I think we left off on a misunderstanding before. What brings you here?
Just so everybody is aware, Zag is making this decision selfishly.
Oh God.
Okay.
No!
Okay, go ahead.
He cares for the party fully with his whole heart, but his love for his family and for his uncle is going to trump and make the priority on this decision, and he's going to make who he thinks is going to be the best for his family. He believes that his brother, though he doesn't know him, will do the most for his uncle to protect his soul and to save him from the torment he's feeling, and he is going to say to Orcus, I bestow the power of godhood to Thorn Fern Hollow.
Oh my god!
And that's where we're going to end our episode for the night. My name is Cade, host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
Brooklyn playing Selene.
Thank you so much for joining us this session. If you enjoy this content, go on over to patreon.com/knocked and check out our other content. Does anyone have some things to plug at the table?
I do. I don't know how the rest of you feel about me now.
My brother just became a god. Go check him out.
But over on the Patreon, I will be starting a new series called The Himbo's Guide to Spellcasting. If you guys don't already know, I'm a total noob, and this is the first time I've ever played a spellcaster. Kate does some good creative editing, gets rid of all my errors, and in the end result I sound really good, but I make a lot of mistakes, and in the Himbo's Guide you will hear me talk about the mistakes I've made, why I made them, and how you can not make them for your new character so you can sound super good in your game. So if you're a fairly new spellcaster or even just an intermediate level spellcaster, go over to patreon.com/knocked and check out the Himbo's Guide to Spellcasting, where I'll run you through some good tips from a rookie so you can learn how to be better at spellcasting.
One last thing to plug. My brother band, Just Forget It, released their sophomore album. It is called Here's to Hoping, and it is available to listen on Spotify and all major streaming platforms, so check it out. And we hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.